creatures living in jam-packed colonies. This is Gull Island in the Witless Bay Ecological Reserve. It's a few kilometres south of St. John's and near the famous Grand Banks of Newfoundland. The island provides a windswept home to over 300,000 pairs of Atlantic puffins, the largest colony in North America. Gull Island also offers ample research opportunities for visiting biologists. PhD candidate Michelle Fitzsimmons has been studying puffins for 4 years. She's extended her studies for one more summer.
Working out here it's pretty awesome. This is my day-to-day job, so I'm not spending 9 to 5 in an office. I'm spending 9 to 5 out in this wonderful place. Puffins are unique and just extremely adorable. I could sit there and watch them for hours, and I have watched them for hours, just kind of bopping along the slopes. They're very endearing, but they're also very mysterious.
We do know some things about puffins. They are creatures of habit.
Atlantic puffins are a long-lived seabird. They can live, up to 26 years. Breeding for all but 5 of those first years. They're monogamous. They stay with the same partner every year. They also come back to the exact same burrow every single year.
Spring cleaning is the first order of business. They dig new burrows and repair old ones using their beaks like shovels. An adult's dirty shirt front is a sure indicator that a home reno is underway. A muddy puffin doesn't stay that way for long. Daily preening removes dirt and spreads oil on the feathers to maintain suppleness. The finished burrows are up to 1 metre deep and 3 metres wide. The nest is tucked safely at the back. Stacked close together in the thousands, they turn the hillside into a giant underground city.
You don't know what's going on inside these burrows. You don't know how they're behaving with each other, with their chicks. So there's only a small portion of their behavior that you actually do see, unlike a lot of the other seabirds.
At this time of year, signs of puffin love are on full public display. The birds rub their beaks together in a frantic motion called billing.
Yeah, this time of year is kind of tricky because all this right here is really delicate because there's no grass. In April and May, when I come back to this seabird colony, first thing I'm doing is checking to see spilt, if they've laid an egg.
To impress their mates, they grow bright new feathers and colourful bill plates.
It's really nice seeing the exact same birds year after year. knowing the burrow so well, knowing that, when you put your hand in it, it loops around to the right or the left, or you have to dive down. And knowing the individuals, remembering their behavior from last year, if they were really skittish birds.
To get a bird's eye view, Michelle uses specially designed burrow cameras to observe the puffins' activities. This technology allows her to uncover some intriguing secrets about the birds.
This system makes it a lot easier for me to be able to inspect the burrows without disturbing the birds. So usually I use it early on in the season to check for occupancy or to check for eggs while they're incubating.
Each puffin pair produces only one egg per season.
Found a friend in this one. Hey, buddy.
All over the island, puffin couples are getting down to the serious business of incubating their egg. It takes a lot of beak and wing coordination to keep on top of the situation. Co-parenting is critical, so the birds work in shifts, continually guarding against nearby predators, like gulls. With only one precious egg, the stakes are high. 25% of puffins won't make it to adulthood. Here on the Grand Banks, the cold Labrador Current meets the warm waters of the Gulf Stream, producing a rich aquatic environment with a bounty of little capelin. It's the perfect size fish for a puffin. Puffins have amazing fishing skills. They seem to actually fly underwater with their fin-like wings. They are fantastic divers. They can plunge down to 60 meters in search of prey, and they use their big orange feet to steer. With their stout little bodies, puffins don't seem built for speed, and yet they can fly up to 90 kilometers an hour. They achieve this impressive speed by beating their wings so rapidly they become a blur, up to 400 beats in a single minute. And like many seabirds, puffins can't soar on the wind, so they use up huge amounts of energy looking for food. They need to refuel within 4 days. By early summer, the baby boom has begun. Michelle is about to witness her first puffling birth.
I've never captured hatching on camera before because I've always put my video cameras in a later stage. Once it actually started hatching, you could see its little bill coming out, peeking out by the egg. I saw that the parent was doing a lot of billing of the egg and rolling it around. So I kind of just stuck to it and watched it for 4 or 5 hours, and then finally the magic moment happened. And it just seemed like the chick just spilled right out of the egg.
The parent's most important role has just begun, to keep their chick fed and safe. Summer is the season for socializing. Puffins have developed precise protocols to get along on the crowded hillsides. They move politely through the crowd, hunched over with a lowered head that says, "Just passing through, no trouble here. Thank you." Closer to home, puffins stand erect, like sentries on guard. They walk in circles with exaggerated footsteps to mark their territory. Puffins are naturally inquisitive. They like to peer into each other's burrows and sometimes wander in without knocking. An angry puffin with its powerful beak and claws can inflict some serious damage. Often, a crowd gathers to watch. Inappropriate behavior can lead to some epic dust-ups. But the birds have to keep their eyes on the prize, catching food for the family. For the next 6 weeks, puffins must keep their vulnerable chicks safe until they are ready to strike out on their own. The sky is crowded with puffins, all with the same goal: feeding baby. And a puffin on land with a fish in its beak means only one thing: puffling on board.
What I'm most interested with the research that I'm doing is to look at that pair bond and to see what individuals do as far as parental investment goes. I've been putting video cameras into the burrows and recording the same individuals over a 12-day period, looking at their chick rearing, how they feed their young, and any interaction that the parents may have while inside the burrow.
This puffling is hungry, again. The parents feed their chicks at least 4 times a day. To make things easier, the roof of a puffin's mouth has a patch of small spikes, which allows it to hold several fish at a time.
There's been some quite interesting footage that I've gotten so far. So you see the normal parents coming in with the capelin feeding their chicks, but you also see how the chicks will actually eat the fish and digest it. You know, sometimes it takes up to 45 minutes for them to digest a single capelin.
The adult puffin's cry is a little surprising for such a small bird. It's like a chainsaw starting up. Michelle has also discovered that the baby responds with 2 separate and distinct cries. Please feed me. And feed me now. Even more remarkable, this chick's communication reveals what is really going on with each parent.
So if a parent is coming into the burrow with a fish and hears these 2 different peep calls, they have an idea of how well the chick is doing and maybe how well the other parent is or is not doing. If an individual is not kind of keeping up their